Right, Dom?
Good, thank you, Auntie. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Yeah, just wanted to talk to you more about your career, your career progressions, how you got into Franklin Fitch, and any advice that you have for any new recruiters looking to join the industry. So could you start by telling us what you currently do?
So I work as a Principal Consultant on the contract desk here at Franklin Fitch.
Yep.
So we're mainly a perm business, but I'm one of the first contract consultants I've had in a while. Before this, I was in tech sales. Wasn't really too sure what I wanted to do. Someone reached out to me about Franklin Fitch, about a really good opportunity, chance to grow myself, like really good earning potential, somewhere where I could turn into be a leader. So yeah, I mean, all of that put together turned out to be a really good opportunity. I live close by as well. They're very flexible in how I can work. So yeah, there's a lot of pros here. So yeah, decided to make the move.
And I recognise there's a common theme in previous experience with the recruiters that I've spoken to, and it's typically sales related. So do you think that's definitely something that entry level recruiters should look into getting before applying for a recruitment job?
I mean, sales experience or not, I think it's more about the drive. I mean, if you come from somewhere where you maybe haven't had a great upbringing with not a lot of money,
yeah.
I think recruitment is a great place where you don't have to be university educated and you can come in and hit the ground running, and what you put in is what you get out. But I went to university, I got a degree in accounting and finance, I did nothing with my degree.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessary. But I know a lot of really good recruiters who maybe started when I went to uni who are making a lot more money than I am now and quite senior in a business, but they all started straight out of school. Some of them don't even have A-levels.
Yeah.
So in terms of like an industry where you can make more money than people who have been to university, yeah, recruitment's a really good place to do that. And it's just about what you want to put in. If you want to work hard, there's a lot of benefits you can get from it.
Yeah, that's interesting because you mentioned that there's no qualifications needed to enter recruitment, but I do assume that you do need some skills, some natural abilities.
I mean, you've got to hold yourself properly and be able to articulate on things, speaking to quite senior people.
Yeah.
Within finance, within businesses, like people who are quite high up. So I mean, you need to present yourself well.
Yeah.
No one's expecting you to be an expert, but obviously just be polite, be well spoken. I think them kind of natural things will get you quite far.
Yeah, and I've no doubt that you're a pro right now in what you do. But earlier in your career, was there any, going into interviews and stuff, was there anything that you perhaps lacked or anything that you realised that you needed to work on?
I mean, in an interview you learn every time, right? Like I've had bad interviews where I've not got the role. It's about what you learn from that feedback and make sure you just apply that going forward.
Yeah.
I think preparation is key, but I think you just got to be true to yourself and who you are. I think a lot of people probably fail in interviews when they try and give off like a facade or something they're not, and I think they get found out on that. So know your skills, be honest about your weaknesses.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to be, really.
And in terms of your time in recruitment in general, how have you noticed the change of diversity and inclusion? Is that something that stood out for you?
I mean, where I worked previously, there was a lot of black recruiters. That was a big corporate company. I don't know what they did there to be able to attract that kind of talent, but I think the smaller companies that I've interviewed at, a lot of them was very white male,
yeah,
and that was the environment. So I think at Franklin Fitch there's a massive diversity when it comes to race and also gender. So I think it's really good here. But I think in a lot of other companies, recruitment companies I've seen, there is still very much like a male-dominated, white-dominated kind of theme there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think they're trying to tackle that. I think maybe sometimes I've interviewed at places and it was just to kind of tick a box in terms of getting someone with colour in.
Yeah.
But, I don't think anyone's really attacked it and trying to deal with it like Franklin Fitch. Obviously in Program 1 there's other recruitment companies who I'm sure are doing the same thing. But yeah, Dave Annable, like our founder, he was very outspoken about wanting to change things when it comes to diversity, not in just race and obviously just with getting women involved as well. So yeah.
And in terms of, you're obviously a senior person in recruitment. In terms of diversity at that level, do you think that's something that needs to be tackled from perhaps the bottom up, or?
I mean, you get senior from being the bottom up. Right?
Yeah.
So I think I'm in a position now where there are more people of colour in recruitment that joined when I did. So I think at a senior level now, I'm even seeing some people who are starting their own recruitment companies. So it's definitely improved, but is it where it should be in terms of, will it ever be 50-50? I don't think so.
Yeah.
But is it getting better? Yeah, for sure.
And for entry-level recruiters looking to join an agency like Franklin Fitch, go through some benefits and some incentives that Franklin Fitch gives to their employees.
I mean, like in terms of like the training here, the academy is really good. I think they're just looking for driven people, like from whatever background. I don't know if people like of colour or who come from like that particular background maybe look at like a corporate company or somewhere where you have to deal with high-end clients and think of it as a barrier. It's not, but I'd say you come in here, all you just need is the drive, the determination. You just want to have to make money, and I think the training here and the people here, anyone will help you. So yeah, I mean, like all the support you need. Obviously, you've got to want to help yourself first, but in terms of the next step and getting support from your colleagues, like Dave and everyone, I found it will be on the floor with you. You can ask some questions. Like all the support's there in the world. You just got to want to do it. So
yeah, and obviously you currently you're mentoring someone.
I was mentoring.
Oh, you was coming.
Yeah, so no, I joined the program unfortunately with my mentee this round. It didn't work out. But yeah, I'll be doing it next round, so I'm quite keen to get involved with it.
Okay, because obviously it's good to talk about the positives and the benefits of a mentoring relationship. But what's sometimes like a barrier or something that's difficult to manage in those kind of relationships that you experience yourself?
I mean, as I said, like, I've not really been like a mentor in that capacity yet, but I think positives of having a mentor, especially not from your agency. Sometimes maybe you feel a bit scared to ask questions, maybe there's something you think you should know.
Yeah.
Or I think sometimes you need a different opinion on things. I think recruitment, you can definitely get stuck in a certain way of thinking, whether it's that you've been taught from your own company. So I think when it comes to like having a mentor, like if someone could ask me anything and I'd give them my opinion on it, my view on it, which might be different. It's just kind of working around problems, and like the best way to do that is through asking different people and like making up your decision on what you think you should do past that. Good
stuff. Any last tips for any recruiters trying to join the industry?
I mean, like it's hard work when I joined recruitment.
Yeah.
It is a lot of time on the phone. It's hard hours. You're working the food chain, making the teas and stuff like that. But I think I've been in recruitment now for like 4 years, so you get to this stage, it's a bit easy. You know what you're doing. You speak to the right people, and then the money just comes and comes. So
yeah.
I mean, as I said, like it is hard work, and you've got to be able to put in hard work from the get-go. And it does seem like a bit. I think everyone in the first 6-12 months of recruitment thinks about leaving and stuff like that. But if you persevere, you do what you're taught, and you just keep doing the same thing consistently, and you get to a good place where you're earning good money and you can do what you want, really. So yeah.
Great talking to you.
Nice one.
Nice one.
Cheers.